Hey, good buddies, what's up? Welcome into the Good Buddies Anime Review. I am your good buddy, Roger.
And I am your good buddy, Brandon.
And this week we are reviewing Zombieland Saga.
Yes, we are.
And it's a pretty fun anime.
It's pretty fun.
I like it a good bit. Now, I'll say at the beginning of this one, usually we have a lengthier ramble, but it's the holidays. Happy holidays to everybody. Merry Christmas. Boxing Day. Kwanzaa, whatever it is that you do. Happy all of it to you. And our ramble this week will probably be a little bit shorter.
Yeah.
We got lots of stuff to do to prepare for the holidays, but thank you guys for tuning in, and we're ready to break right into this review, in which we have some zombie idols.
Yeah,
now,
dude.
before we get into this, Brandon, do you know exactly what an idol is?
Yeah, it's like a Japanese pop star thing. It's usually young women.
Yeah.
And
It can be males, by the way.
It can, of course. They did that in that Magical Ore show I told you about a little bit. But yeah, it's typically, it's just young people. They get up there, they sing and they dance. Very often their songs will be like, oh, we're singing, but then like either at the beginning or like midway through, there's like a bit where they like just talk for a second. They do that in here too.
They're like pop stars, or sometimes they do like commercials and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But they're like they're supposed to be really cute. That's the idol thing behind them. They're really cute, and they're supposed to be role models for kids. So they want to keep a pure outlook to the idols.
Yeah, that's like a thing, right? Is like if you're an idol, you can't have a boyfriend or whatever. Or some shit like that.
Some crazy stuff like that. I don't know for sure how deep it goes, but that's what a Japanese idol is. I thought I would go ahead and bring that in right before we start talking, but we're gonna break this thing down, and we are gonna put a scale out there for you.
So you want to break down the scale again?
Yeah, man, I'll break down the scale, and essentially this scale is going to lead into our recommendation. Would we recommend it to you? And it is informed by another scale, in which Brandon will give you in a second. But it goes from, I'll go bottom up on this.
So if it was awful.
If it was awful, it's an anime, maybe not.
If it was, not great.
I would say that's an anime.
If it was pretty average.
Anime, maybe.
Well, if it was actually pretty good, man.
That's an animos, definitely.
But if it was like real baller, like damn near perfect.
Oh, if it was real good, I'd say that crap is animazing.
The worst. And
how do we inform the scale, Brandon?
The way we inform these discussions is we have a rating system, a possible 0 to 10 stars that we could rate something. Each of 5 categories, giving it possible 2 stars in each one for a total of possibly 10. Those things we score them on are the story and setting, possible 2 stars. We got characters and development.
Yep.
Animation and art style.
Yep.
And then we have the music and soundtrack.
Yep.
And then finally, there's that kind of X factor, that good buddies wiggle room. We call it the je ne sais quoi.
And I don't know what that means.
You know what does that mean?
What?
I don't know what.
But that's how we get the scores up for you. Indeed. As to whether or not we'd recommend it to you.
Yeah, man.
And I would say that we're pretty generous with the stuff. So
we tend to be.
Maybe I need to go find out some real crud for us so we can put some stuff out there.
We don't want to. Well, let's not go looking for garbage. I don't want to shit on nothing.
That's fair. And all of the anywhere from 0 to 2 points, and it can have a 0.5 increment as well.
Yeah.
As you've seen last week with Honda-san, where Brandon's was right in the middle of Maybe and
it's like 6.5.
Most definitely.
It's a fun show.
Yep. So let's get into Zombieland Saga.
Yeah, man. So this is, as we already said, this is a show about this idol group that is being formed and whatnot. It's an idol anime with a twist.
Yeah, with a twist.
Because they're freaking zombies.
Yep.
They're all undead people. These young women. But yeah, there's these cutesy girls who sing and they dance. They also happen to be zombies. And that's pretty much the crux of the show without getting too spoilery.
They all come from the past couple of centuries.
Yeah. They are all from different time periods.
Some of them that died in 2011. I know one of them died in 2011.
Yeah, so the show takes place in 2018, I think, is what my math said. Because
10 years later, after your main character Sakura died, which was in 2008.
Which you see at the very beginning of the show. Like, that's the first thing that happens, and it's like 10 years later, boom. So pretty, these are people who are either fairly young. Some of them are actually, like, despite appearing to be fairly young, actually centuries old, one in particular, because they are straight up zombies. And one of the fun things about the show is that they never really explain why that's happening, or at least they haven't yet.
Yeah, they haven't yet.
You get a few little hints and whatnot, but it's kind of like one of the big mysteries of the thing. But the main thing is that they are these zombies who have been brought back to life for the sole purpose of forming an idol group to save the Saga prefecture in Japan, because it's apparently not, it's going under. It's not a lot of business or whatever.
And Saga is that island at the very bottom of Japan, Kyushu.
Which is a fun name for any place.
Yeah,
it's called Saga.
Yeah, it's an island right at the bottom of Japan. So it is a real place, in case you didn't know. But that really sets out our, kind of our story and setting. We have these zombie idol girls in Saga, and they have been brought back to become, not all of them were idols, but they've been brought back to become idols.
Exactly.
To save Saga in some way.
Indeed.
But let's move on to characters and development.
Yeah, so we already said that there are in fact 7 of these zombie girls. And when they're performing and whatnot, they refer to themselves by number. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 0. Yeah, there's not a 7, there's just a 0. But I gotta tell you, we'll talk about those girls. I do want to talk about those girls. I gotta tell you, the producer, Mr. Tatsumi, I believe. Oh my god,
dude,
he steals the damn show.
He's great, dude.
He's like the dude, because this character he plays is just absolutely eccentric. He overreacts. He's absolutely a goofball. Like the first episode,
he's manic. That's an excellent word.
That's a very good word
manic
to describe it. But like the first episode, the one girl is like, "Yo, so why are we zombies? Like, how did this happen? How did we?" He's like, "What's it matter?" He just starts screaming.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't, and despite like being the producer and acting like he knows so much about everything, he doesn't appear to know a whole hell of a lot. And when he's called out, he just starts screaming, and it's hilarious. One of my favorite bits, and again, not super spoilery, but there's a bit in the first episode where they're about to go on stage, and he's like, "You're gonna go out there and you're gonna do great." And the girl is just like, "No, I can't." To which he responds, he just stares there for a second, and he just goes, "All right, it's a go, let's get out there." Like, no, just screw what you said, this is happening. He just,
and every episode we get sections like that.
You get a little bit from him.
With him acting crazy.
He's pretty great.
And it is, oh god, he has some really good moments.
Yeah, that dude's amazing, and he's probably my favorite character, even though he's not like the main character. The main character has to be, of course, zombie number 1. We find out that is Sakura, who we already talked about briefly. She was born in 91, as we already said, and then died, came back as a zombie. Boom, there you go. Number 2, another pretty big, fairly important character, particularly in the first couple episodes, is Saki, who is like a biker girl, real badass. She like ran some gang, was born back in 79. We also have the next 2, number 3 and number 4, are actually Ai and Junko, both of whom are former idols. Yeah. Ai being born in 92 was a super huge deal, and Junko, born in 64, actually like started the idol. Well, not started, but like was a founding part of the idol craze.
I think
in Japan,
she was popular during the 80s.
Yeah, super huge in the 80s. And then this is the one that I'm really interested in, is Yugiri, who is in fact number 5, a courtesan, like back in the 1800s, 1863 in fact. So again, they don't really explain much, but how in God's name did you get this damn near 200-year-old zombie and make her like not all decayed and gross?
Yeah, man, and she's always puffing on her pipe.
She does have one of those long ass pipes.
I don't know what they're called, the peace pipe.
One of those long. It's like a madam, but it's an actual pipe.
And what's great is later in the series, there are some moments where you really get to see her bust out her skills, and it's pretty hilarious.
It's pretty. There's a bit in episode 2. Again, not getting too spoilery, but there's a bit where they're performing, and while like Sakura's trying to like perform and stuff, she just has one of those like big like Japanese tongues. She's like doing ding 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 ding, one of those, and then she like kneels down and like bows, and it's doing like a tea ceremony or something. It's like, what is happening? She's so great. Of course, we also have Lily. That's number 6, who is the youngest of the group. Although not, like in every way possible. She's very tiny. She was born in 99, and then Now, every one of these is referred to as, like, Saki, when introduced, is, this is Saki, the legendary biker, gang member.
The legendary.
Yeah, I and Junko, the legendary idol, the legendary this and that. Legendary courtesan is Yugiri, legendary child actor. And then there's the legendary number 0, Yamada-tai, is how he says it.
She is.
You get no explanation.
My second favorite in the series.
She's so good.
She has so many good moments.
So good. So, and again, you don't get anything about her. Like, oh, this one was biker. This one was idol. That's Tai. That's Yamada.
She's legendary.
She's legendary. Well, what? And like again, we get back to the producer Tatsumi.
And there's definitely something in here that sets her apart from everybody else.
Yes, but like we get back to Tatsumi in that scene where he's introducing everybody. He's the legendary Yamada-tai, and Sakura's just like, sorry, you said she was Yamada-tai. Yeah, but what makes her so legendary? What's it matter? He just starts screaming again. Yeah. What are you talking about? She's legendary. You're the only one I'm not gonna call legendary. What are you? Like he just goes nuts. I love it.
He's nuts.
I love these characters, man. This is a fun show. But yeah, they're zombies, and there they are, and they do stuff, and they sing and dance, and hey, you'll get more of that.
They also have a little bitty, like, dead poodle.
There is a dead
it's
dog.
A little zombie poodle.
It's weird, and the zombie poodle's great because it looks like a goofy little cute undead dog in every wide shot, and then when it gets close, like it always just looks like this cute little dog, but then like when one girl sees it and she's about to leave the house, it jumps at her at the door and
it's
it
like
goes
a vicious schnauzer.
Yeah,
or something.
It goes like super close up and you can see way more detail, and it's just like foaming at the mouth and going nuts. It's so scary.
And it's a lot of fun. It adds a whole lot of fun to it.
And like, despite being a idol anime, this is a zombie idol anime, and there are some pretty creepy bits in here where like shit gets scary for a little bit.
But also, it's very funny too.
It is very funny. It's primarily a funny show.
You'll get quite a few laughs out of her. I know that I have.
Oh yeah, indeed. You want to talk about the art and animation, bud?
I do want to mention one more thing on development. A little later on in the show, so you get to know your characters first, and then the end game of the show really starts showing how you'll get an episode of how the characters died, or maybe something from their past. And I haven't finished all of that yet, but it's really good to kind of figure out. And it's one of the big things that I was hoping early on that would happen, and it definitely does happen later on. You start getting these episodes where it's just about one character.
Yeah, get some
now they're all there, and they're working through to a show or something like that. But you get to see how they died and how it affects them in their after zombie life. And there's some ridiculous scenarios in there, and those are also quite fun.
Yeah.
It's some of them are quite sad.
No, yeah.
It's like a mix of both, but it's definitely the way they develop the show, and they really bring the characters in. You start liking all of them, and then they move into that to make it sort of the end game for what is going to be the first season. I don't know if there's going to be more seasons after this or not, but it's very fun, and it paces itself extremely well.
Now let me ask you this, Roger, because you've seen a bit more of the show than I have, because I'm only up to like episode 5 or so. But would you say, so you mentioned that some of these situations when we see the backstories are funny, some of them are actually sad. Do you think the sad bits work, or do you think it's like kind of a cheap tug at your heart thing?
I think they actually work, because some of it is the way one of the other girls find out, and how they
like the impact of that.
Yeah, how they laugh at it, or how they it upsets them too. It never feels cheap. It always feels as goofy. Especially one of them, she dies a really goofy way, it seems like, and then it twists around into like, well, this is actually a condition that she died from, and it deals with members of her family that are left behind. But the way the whole situation, all of it is handled, it's handled very well, and it's very fun, and it leads to a really good heartfelt moment. It's not just there to suck you in.
Not just a cheapo like
it's not cheap.
Let's see if we can tug a tear out here. It's like it actually makes sense.
Right.
Okay. Fun. What do you want to talk about next?
Let's go on that art and animation.
Let's talk about it. I would call the art and animation fairly standard for the most part.
Yeah, I would say that it's
very cutesy.
Yeah,
hard to argue that.
It's not like, I don't think it's winning any awards or anything like that, but
sure.
it is pleasant to look at. It's not bad at all.
It's fairly clean, pretty well cut.
There are some parts where like they go into the idol thing.
Don't like it.
And it moves into that CG bit. You do the CG idols,
like
and
it.
it feels so stiff, and I wish they would have. There are some segments where they go into song, and it doesn't do that.
Yeah.
But every now and then they go into that
specifically
3D.
when they're like dancing and stuff, like they do these synchronized dances because they're an idol troupe. And there's like 2 scenes I remember very vividly that I was just like, ugh, like when it was happening.
And I like whenever an anime or just animation in general, they change up the style and they make things a little different. And I appreciate and I kind of understand why they did this here, because that's a very popular way to show the idols. That's how a lot of people see them. However, for me, it does not click. I don't care for it.
Yeah, I wasn't huge
but
on
that's only brief
and
and during the songs, and at the very least, the songs are good. I'll let that move us right into the soundtrack. The songs overall are good.
It's pretty rad.
They're pretty fun. I will say. Go ahead.
You go.
Okay. I will say that the songs, while they are good and they fit in with the episodes, I don't know that this is a soundtrack that I'm gonna go back to or anything like that. And I do like Japanese pop.
Most of them are they feel very standard to me. Like it's just okay. Well, yeah, that's a Japanese pop song. I'm hoping they do more with it, but it doesn't look like they're gonna. That first episode
where they do the metal show,
and even the very first song you hear, like in the first like couple minutes, basically the intro song for that one, which is not the same intro song for the rest of the series.
Right.
It whipped ass.
Yeah,
I was kind of hoping they'd bring some of that back, but they don't really.
There are some in some of the songs you do get guitar riffs and some heavier riffs and stuff like that, and you might get a little more of it later, but overall, I mean the songs are good. They fit in. They're catchy. However, I don't think this is a soundtrack that I would download and listen to regularly. Yeah,
that's the thing is, specifically what I'm thinking is like, if you ask me any of the melodies to any of these songs, I couldn't remember them. Yeah. They feel pretty cookie cutter for the most part, with the exception of that first episode and the second episode where they do have a bit of a straight up rap battle.
Yeah.
Which was pretty badass.
Yeah. I've liked the songs just fine.
Yeah.
But it's not, Beck Mongolian Chop Squad or anything like that where I can listen to that album all the time. But it is good. I'll say it one last time. It's good. I liked it.
It's decent.
Let's go into that Je ne sais quoi, dude. What are you thinking about this? What kind of wiggle? Would you wiggle it up? Would you wiggle it down? Is there any extra thoughts that you have on it?
I don't think there's anything about it that really pushes me to say, like, I probably am going to watch more of it. I'm probably going to try to finish the show out because it's about done now, almost. But I like it overall. It's it's cute with some creep is how I would describe it.
Yeah, I would follow in with that. I like it. And I'll definitely finish it out.
I will say that, like, one thing that I've talked about on the show is I don't really love, like, the fan servicey stuff with, like, the jiggle physics and the panty shots. There's very little of this that, despite them being, constantly in these shorty skirts. There's actually
a Hot Spring episode.
Yeah, I saw that one.
And it's pretty tactfully done.
Yeah, it's done in a way that did not make me go, ugh. So... I thought it was decent.
I quite like it. If you were to tell me, if I were to recommend this to somebody and I were, especially some of my friends, and I'm like, oh, this is an idol anime, a lot of them would be like, huh, I'm not watching that.
Which is why when I told you about it before, I was like, I gotta tell you what happens in the first 2 fucking minutes. Yeah. Because that's the hook, and it does hook you.
If you give that first 2 minutes a shot to really bring you into it, you do have a fun anime here.
Yeah.
And I think most people can get into this because it's not your typical idol anime. I would say that the idol thing is secondary to the fact that, the relationship and the bond and all the different sequences and things that happen in their life before and after, plus the manic producer.
Yeah,
it makes the show humor really fun, and there are a ton of laughs.
Yeah, the humor really does sell it for me. Because
if you like a show that you're gonna laugh at, they do this really well.
Yeah, for me, like I did try to watch. There's another show that came out recently. It was like a pretty standard idol anime. It was like Starlight Review or something like that. I tried to give that one a watch, and it's not bad, but like that's fairly standard like idol anime, whereas this one like has that fun little creepy twist on it.
This is not a standard idol anime at all. And that's what makes it great, is that which
is not to crap on Starlight Review.
Different. It's different too. That's another good thing I can say about it. It's different, and that's great. That's what you need to make a really, really good anime or something. You know, like for me to recommend it to somebody, you know, I want it to be different. I don't want to say, hey, this is a Dragon Ball Z clone. Yeah. Hey, this is a, I don't know.
You seen this? You seen this thing? It's like that.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, no, I can't tell you what this is like. Yeah, because this is like its own thing, and that's one of the things that makes it really great. So let's get into them points.
You want to hit the numbers?
Yeah. You want to go first? Or you want me to?
I'll go first. So let's talk about story and setting. I gave it 1.5.
I gave it 1.5 as well.
Excellent. Characters and development. I went ahead and gave it the 2. I really like these characters.
Hot damn, I gave it 2 as well.
Oh damn.
This isn't rehearsed. We don't know what
we're 2 for 2 right now.
All right.
Art and animation. I went 1 point.
I went 1 point as well.
Oh damn, we might tie it up.
Oh no, dude.
I don't know. This one might be the one that breaks it.
Let's try to do it at the same time.
All right. Well, music
and soundtrack.
1.5. Oh snap. Well, all right. This might be the one that we tied it up on, y'all. Comes down to this last one.
I didn't think this would happen so soon into breaking into the review format.
And the je ne sais quoi, what'd you give it?
1 point.
We tied.
Damn, dude.
We had the same damn numbers.
That is pretty great.
All right, well, there you go. It's a 7 from each of us.
It's a 7. That's an Animos definitely from both of us.
I'd give it a low to middling Animos definitely. I think it's fairly decent.
I think that I would recommend this to most people.
It's one of those that like I wouldn't tell just anybody, hey, watch this, it's so good.
Yeah.
It's one that I would say check that, like give it a 2 minutes, and if it's got you hooked, you know what you're gonna do is watch the rest of it.
I'll be like, go for the first 2 episodes, and if you're not into it after the first 2,
you're probably not going to stick with it.
It's not something where I could pick out somebody and be like, oh, this person is a Boogie Pop Phantom fan. Yeah. This is a Serial Experiments Lane fan. I could say, if you like comedy, give this one a go. Yeah,
it's very fun. It's very funny, and it's got like I said, it's cute and creepy. Like it's decent. I really enjoyed it, and so that's an anime most definitely from both of us.
Yep,
good stuff.
It's very good. So
we tied it up.
You guys know what to do. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. It helps us out a lot. If you're on any audio spot and you're listening to this on iTunes, please leave us all them stars. Leave us a nice little review down there. Let us find it.
And tell us if you're watching this on Rapid Kick Media on the YouTube or anywhere. You can, let us know what you thought of it.
Yeah,
I'd love to hear from you guys.
I would love to see that in the comments below. What you guys thought of it. Like the video, subscribe to the channel,
smash that like button.
I'm sure up there I have playing what we're going to be reviewing next week. So you guys get ready for that. Watch up, and it's going to be a ton of fun. Or you don't even have to watch. We're going to recommend it maybe to you.
Maybe.
You'll
find out.
We'll see you guys next time. Be sure to hang around for the ramble if you're on the audio. If you're not on the audio, if you're on YouTube, the ramble usually comes out one day after. This one might come a little bit later because Monday and Tuesday are the holidays.
Yeah, there's a lot going on right now, but either way, it's been real, y'all.
Yeah.
That's it for the review portion.
Thanks so much, good buddies. We'll see you later.